Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video right here on youtube.com/NoDQ&AW, and as always, NoDQ.com. I'm here to answer your questions about WWE and TNA. You can submit your questions for the videos at formspring.me/AaronRift. On that note, let's get right down to your questions. This first one comes from Sir Gio. Fans love great heel factions like NWO or DX, but it seems like WWE doesn't like to commit to them. Nexus fizzled out, Straight Edge Society never got a chance, and WWE's NWO never panned out. This doesn't bode well for S.H.I.E.L.D. Why won't WWE commit to factions? I think that it really depends on who is backing the group and who is supporting it behind the scenes. You look at a successful faction in WWE like Evolution, for example. You had Triple H running the show. I mean, he was a guy with political influence, and he had that backstage power. So when you look at it that way, Triple H is not going to let his own project fail. I think that had a lot to do with Evolution's success. Right now, WWE is at a critical period where they need to create new talent and establish new superstars. So far, S.H.I.E.L.D. is off to a good start. They debuted on a high note, and that they've been thrusted right into the main event scene. I think that people in WWE are behind S.H.I.E.L.D. You have somebody like CM Punk, who's the WWE champion. He can vouch for these guys. CM Punk broke the barrier. Guys like CM Punk from Ring of Honor are now starting to become big superstars in WWE, so that helps out with them breaking in. The big question is, will they end up being fed to Ryback and just become an afterthought? I think this is the beginning of big things for them. You look at a faction like Nexus, you mentioned that it fizzled out, but a lot of those guys have gone on to be major superstars in WWE. The biggest example being Ryback and Daniel Bryan. And even guys like Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel and Darren Young, all these guys are regular characters in WWE, and they got their start with Nexus. Nexus was that catapult. It was the jump start for them. So same thing with S.H.I.E.L.D. At the very least, I think S.H.I.E.L.D. will be a stepping stone for these guys, and it will be the beginning of great things for them. Hey Aaron, do you think the S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to cost The Rock the title at the Royal Rumble against CM Punk? They're against injustice, so I'm thinking that they will, because they probably think Rock getting a title shot is injustice. That's certainly a possibility. I don't see them costing The Rock the title, but they could very well interfere and try to cost The Rock the match. Right now, the storyline in WWE is, are these guys affiliated with CM Punk, or are they doing this independently? The whole injustice thing could just be an excuse, and who knows, in storyline we could find out that they are in fact with CM Punk. Time will tell on that, but either way, it's a possibility for Royal Rumble. But if it was me, I wouldn't do it, just because the last several pay-per-views have had outside interference. You had Hell in a Cell with Brad Maddox. You had Survivor Series with the S.H.I.E.L.D. getting involved, and I'm guessing something will happen at TLC in the TLC match between Ryback and CM Punk. Do you really want to do 4 pay-per-views in a row with guys interfering? If The Rock's going to end CM Punk's title reign and win the title, you might as well have it be a clean finish. If it's going to be a match with that kind of historical significance, CM Punk's year-plus title reign coming to an end, you might as well have Rock beat him cleanly and have it mean something. That's just my opinion, but I could very well see them running in, or somebody else running in, trying to cost The Rock. I mean, that would be a typical WWE finish. This is from BCruz16. Hey Aaron, if you had to choose a clean-cut leader out of the S.H.I.E.L.D., who would it be? I think that I would have to give the edge to Dean Ambrose. I think that of the 3 guys, he is the strongest as a talker, but it's really too early to tell. I mean, they've only made a handful of appearances so far. But based on what I've seen, I think that Dean Ambrose has the best potential of the 3 guys. But like I said, time will tell. We'll have to see how the 3 of them do. that they still haven't had an actual match yet in WWE, and performing in front of a small crowd is one thing, but being able to perform in front of 20,000 people and get them behind you, that's a whole different ballpark. And any one of the three of them could catch on. Maybe none of them will catch on. Hopefully all three of them catch on, because like I said in a previous question, it's really important now for WWE to start building up new talent. And Raw definitely feels fresh. I mean, for the first time in a while, it feels like some new talent is being put into the mix, and it's not the same old guys over and over again. So I think that's a good thing, and hopefully it's a sign of things to come in WWE. Yo, Aaron, how big of a star is Rob Van Dam? Do you feel that WWE should have given him the part-time schedule he wanted, like how they gave Chris Jericho? I don't think WWE ever saw Rob Van Dam as a huge superstar. I think that they saw him at a certain level, maybe an upper mid-card superstar, but they never thought of him as a guy that could carry the company. The thing about Rob Van Dam is he was always more over than his push. Fans always cheered for Rob Van Dam like he was a main eventer, even if he was the opening match. But as we've seen with guys like Zack Ryder, WWE will decide when they want to push you and if they want to push you. And even if the fans cheer for a guy, it doesn't guarantee them that they'll be in a main event position. Rob Van Dam was finally starting to gain momentum in WWE with the relaunch of ECW. He won the WWE title, but then he ended up getting arrested, and that pretty much ended his big push. And from that point on, I never really saw WWE. I felt that they would never invest in him again like that. And as far as giving him a part-time schedule, like I said, I just don't think that they see him as a top-level guy, and that he's justified in deserving a part-time schedule. I would think that they would want him to be back full-time. And I don't know if that's something he wants to do. Maybe down the line he'll want to. But I think that he's happy doing his own thing, and it's just too much to come back on a full-time basis. And I think that there's very few guys that WWE are interested in giving a part-time schedule. Chris Jericho being one of them. And obviously they shelled out the money for Brock Lesnar because of Brock Lesnar's name value. But Rob Van Dam doesn't have that mainstream value that Brock Lesnar's name has. So I think them bringing him back on a part-time schedule is highly unlikely. This is from Big Papa Zagon. Hey Aaron, Jake the Snake is my all-time favorite wrestler, and now I hear he's working with DDP and maybe going to make a comeback. Your thoughts, and do you think this may get him his much-deserved spot in the Hall of Fame? I really hope that this does help Jake Roberts. I've been watching the videos with him and DDP, and I hope DDP is able to get through to him. It would really be an amazing story if Jake Roberts could overcome his demons, and you could have that fairy tale ending with him where he could clean up his life and have one last run on top. It would be awesome to see him go into WWE Hall of Fame and maybe have him come back for one big match at like WrestleMania or something. But like I said, that's a fairy tale ending, and I just don't know if it's going to happen. I'm really pulling for him though, but it's definitely an uphill battle for him. Alright, this next one comes from Aaron Riff's Cat. Which one? Hey Aaron, 2 questions. What do you think about the possibilities of WWE getting rid of Tensai and bringing back the A-Train / Prince Albert gimmick? And do you think a return at the Royal Rumble would be good for this kind of change? I do think the Royal Rumble would be a good time for that kind of change, but I think one of 2 things are going to happen with Tensai. Either WWE repackages him either as A-Train or Prince Albert, or even as himself, Matt Bloom, which I think is the best idea to go with, is to have Tensai just become himself, be Matt Bloom, and get rid of the gimmick altogether. That's what I think would be the best option, but I don't think it's a good idea to revert back to an old character. The other possibility is that WWE just decides to cut their losses and either release Tensai or just let his contract expire and just keep jobbing him out on television. I think a return to Matt Bloom would be kind of cool, but I'm leaning towards them just giving up on him because they got other superstars they're pushing now. You know, like the Shield, they're focusing on new talent, and I could just see them thinking, okay, we brought him back, it didn't work out, and we're just gonna move on. This one comes from Huck Cool. Is WWE trying to strengthen the tag team division? If WWE is trying to strengthen the tag team division, why do teams keep losing the singles competitors when they have a 2-on-1 advantage? When it comes right down to it, when you have the tag teams against the top-tier superstar, the top-tier superstar is going to win. Now, the question is, why does WWE book these matches? Why does WWE bury the tag team division? I really don't have a good answer for you. WWE has been doing this for years. I think that WWE sees the tag team division at a certain level, but it's not critical. It's the most important thing to do is to protect your top superstars. So you have Ryback, you have the Big Show, and you have your other main event superstars, and then everybody else is secondary. The tag team division is just secondary. WWE's done a great job rebuilding the tag team division in recent months, but like I said, it's still secondary. This last one comes from Phil Gordon. Why has nobody suggested CM Punk versus John Cena when throwing around WrestleMania main events for 29? They are the two top dogs in WWE over the past few years and could put on an epic WrestleMania-worthy main event. The problem is that CM Punk versus John Cena has been done to death. The feud has been going on for over a year. They've had pay-per-view main event after pay-per-view main event. They fought each other at a B pay-per-view like Night of Champions. So how do you go from Night of Champions to WrestleMania 29? It's just been done too many times. And you also have so many other options out there. You have Brock Lesnar, you have Undertaker, you have The Rock. You have so many other matches you can do for WrestleMania. Just don't see CM Punk versus John Cena happening. Alright, that'll do it for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Check out the full top 25 greatest pay-per-views in WWE history list. I put all the videos in a playlist so you can watch one after the other. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the very latest regarding TLC. And I'll see you next time for more NoDQ&A video.